Hi, welcome to Ollie's Workshop. Now, a little while ago, John from John's Workshop did an excellent video on balanced cuts. If you don't know what that means, go and watch his video. I thought I'd put his advice into practice just with a very small project. Here it is. I've just bought one of these, which is a indicator attachment for your mill quill. So it goes on there and allows you to indicate either round parts in the vise or indicate your rotary table, or you can use it to do tramming to check that your mill's straight. So I got this from Arc Eurotrade. It was about £8, which is pretty cheap. So, you know, it's probably not the finest bit of kit in the world, but it'll do for my purposes. And it has a little dovetail in this adjustment here to allow you to clamp your DTI, which is quite nice. And it also has what apparently is a 530 teeth hole. Using my fine set of plug gauges here, I've determined that that is about 4.2 in new money. So I would like to be able to mount my dial test indicator onto it, but the spigot that I've got on it at the moment is obviously far too big. So let's make a new one of these. So I've dug out a bit of printer rod. It's usually quite nice material. The part we are going to make a new one of is this. I probably don't need to make a new knob, but I might as well to match the new spigot. So this needs to be 4.2, and then obviously all of this just needs to be replicated. Nice easy job. I'm going to start by turning the 4.2 diameter. We've got a bit of a step here, but I think by the time we're down to 4.2 that should have gone. Length is 16mm, something like that. So I just butted the tool up against the work. I'll set this to 0. Like that. And if we retract slightly, I can then go 16. Set a stop. Right, so I'm also going to bump the tool up to the work, 0 the cross slide. I'm going to dial in 0.4 of a millimetre, that'll do. So I've got 12.13 there. So I shall adjust that to 0 if that was 12. And then that is 0.1. That would be 0.12. So we're just beyond that. I'm going to take another 0.4 and we'll see if we land on a round number. So in theory that should be 11.6-ish now. Good enough for me. So now we do balance cuts to get down to our 4.2 just by using the numbers. So we've got 11.6mm, we want to go down to 4.2. That means we've got to take 7.4mm of material off. Obviously that doesn't divide very nicely if you go down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 1.5mm cuts and a 1.4mm cut. So if we start off with 1.4, that means everything after that is the same, and we should be pretty confident that we're going to end up with the right number at the end. So let's take the 1.4 first. So 1 would be 1.4 plus 0.4, that's 2.2, that's 0.4. Okay, so we're just slightly over there. That's 10.24. We're going down to 4.2, so that's 6mm to go. Let's do our 4 1.5mm cuts. Close enough, given the accuracy on my hand wheels. So now, probably should have done this side first because it's a larger diameter, but there we go. We need to do another half-inch M6 thread. Thereabouts. This material is cutting very, very nicely. Right, so same process. Let's take this down to 6mm. Close enough. That's a little over. I'm just going to take another 0.1 off just to make the threading a bit easier. M6x1 die. So I'm using the drill chuck to square the die up onto the work. I'm using the tool post as a stop. Turn the lathe off. And then I'm going to wind it on. This illustrates why I should have done the thread first. I can't grip that 4.2 spigot very well with the chuck. It'd be better in a collet chuck. So just offering up the part to this, you can see it doesn't sit flat. That's because of the radius left by the tool. It's quite a large radius. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it back in the chuck and just square that up with the parting tool. Fits a lot better. It's right up against it now. So now I just need to make the thumb nut. The nut. Now we just need to make the nut to go on there. I'm going to attempt to replicate this. So I've turned a little shoulder on the bar to begin with. Then I'll knurl it, and then what I'll do is I'll plunge in with the parting tool to make a groove like that, and part it off. First off, does that fit in the hole? Yes, it does. It's a good start. The hole does not appear to be the same size the whole way through. There we go, it is now. Alright, there we are. It's been a long week, and that's all I've got for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.